Hi, we're here today to talk about doing business in Chile. My name is Karina Dueñas.
My name is Kaylee Fuquay.
My name is Sophia Concha.
And my name is Taylor McKinney. First, we're going to start off with the overview and safety considerations that you need to consider before traveling to Chile. First, you need to consider the different vaccines. Besides your typical vaccines, the vaccines that are listed are the ones that need to be taken before you travel to this country. The currency in Chile is the Chilean peso. A US dollar can be exchanged once you're in Chile at an airport, hotel, or ATM, but to get the best rate, your best bet is to exchange your US dollar at an ATM. The weather in Chile stays between 60 and 90 degrees year round. I chose Santiago, Chile because it is one of the bigger cities in Chile and there's an airport there. You can travel by bus, train, or you can travel by taxi. The population is 5.61 million. To continue with the overview and safety considerations when traveling to Chile, you should notice that the food precautions need to be taken seriously. You should only drink from bottled water because not all water is purified there. If there is a place where the water is purified, there will be a sign stating that. Stay away from all raw meats, cross-contaminated foods, and any foods that haven't been washed. You should do this in any country, but especially here. I found that the golden rule is boil it, cook it, peel it, or just forget it. If you peel a fruit, it's safe to eat. The primary language in Chile is Spanish. Some phrases are listed below. And the main religion in Chile is Christianity.
I'm Sophia, and we'll be going over the meeting etiquette in Chile. When it comes to attire, sophisticated European style is the trend. Men usually wear jackets and dark suits. Women would usually wear business suits or dresses. When greeting each other, some common forms are handshakes, hugs, or kisses on the right cheek. If you want to exchange a business card with someone, you should not do so until a relationship is established between both parties. When heading to a meeting, it is very common for Chileans to be 30 minutes late as they do not like to be pressured or rushed. The meetings are usually long and they're mostly about conversations. Some typical topics are talking about family or friends.
I'm Kaylee Fuquay, and I'll be discussing the negotiation portion of the meeting. When you're negotiating, the overall style of Chile's workplace is polychromatic. That basically means that there's going to be a ton of distractions. There's going to be phone calls in the middle of the meeting. There's probably going to be a lot of plan changes. It's almost as if you're having a family dinner and like a person runs in and a dog comes in as well. That's basically how the meeting structure works there. It's a quite opposite compared to the American style. It is ideal that you should probably have an initial visit just to make a first interaction with them and get a really good solid foundation with the relationship. When you're over there, relationships are basically the key in making a negotiation. They have to be long term and you cannot switch people out. It has to be first come, that's who you're sticking with. They should stay patient while they're in the middle of the negotiation. If they show that they're being impatient or that things are not going as planned, they need to stay calm. Otherwise, that negotiation will fall down very quickly. If there's an argument that sparks, you need to stay calm once again, be flexible, show that you're willing to compromise in a situation. They're definitely a win-win kind of people, so if they find that they're losing in any aspect, the negotiation is almost always cut off. I strongly consider you to look into these. Don't meet with them in January or February. One, it's definitely vacation time. No one wants to meet during their vacation. Also, if you do absolutely have to, do realize that the plan will more than likely change. Also, stick to your word. If you promise them something, do it. Otherwise, that negotiation, you're done. Your whole company might even be done with negotiating with them if you don't stick to your word. And most importantly, be patient, be kind,
They're very sweet people. It's very easy to have conversations with them, but make sure that you keep that trustworthy personality with them.
Okay, my name is Karina Dueñas. I'm going to be talking about the special aspects of the business in Chile. So first of all, you need to have a firm handshake that will, determine, that you have like a strong character, that you're very committed, with your first impression. Also, direct eye contact is very important. Business cards are exchanged in the beginning, depending on the, situation that you're in. I guess you'll feel just, like once you meet someone, just give them a card. The feelings and emotions are important. Chileans don't like to feel pressured or rushed, so it's important to be, very patient and discuss everything in full. Expect to be interrupted. Chileans are very loud people, very talkative, and so when you're discussing anything in regards to business, just expect to be interrupted. Don't take it as rude. It's just how they are. Decision making is centralized and is made by top level. So whenever you're in a business meeting and you're about to take some decision, it's usually going to be taken by somebody on a top level, such as CEO or manager. So always get written confirmation of agreements. That's a very important aspect when it comes to business. In the US, a lot of the times people just go by their word, like take a man for their word, but it's important to take confirmation, of agreements. So stay at a top-notch hotel or you will be judged. People over there just, they see you for who you are, and if you're coming out of a good hotel, that'll say a lot about you. And so family and friendship is very important when doing business. It's probably the most important thing out there. It's all about, who you know, and if, you keep your business in the family, that's very important. And so continuing, Chileans stand closer than North Americans do, so do not back away. Maybe if you feel like your space is invaded, that's just the way that they are, so just keep that in mind. Business-like behavior with a bit of humor is appreciated. That's a really big aspect out there. So, if they joke around and stuff, don't take it personal. That's just how they are. And appearance is important in the United States and in Chile, of course. So, another thing to keep in mind is that Chile is an easier place for women to conduct business. Of course, they'll have like that macho, how can you say it? Like the macho, they'll be like surrounded by men, but it's easier for women to do business. They won't be judged as much. It is also common for men to stare at women. It's harmless and meant to flatter. Out here in the United States, people will take it like you're overlooking or you're being, like you're just staring. But over there, it's harmless. So that's something to take into consideration. So also never click your fingers to or at anyone. It can come off as rude. Always greet the head of the household or most senior person first. It's just out of respect. And probably the most important aspect is don't talk about politics. It'll ruin everything. So this is our presentation about Chile. I hope you enjoyed it and have a nice day.
Thank you.